Hello, and welcome to today's Friday Spiritual Lecture. So this week's motto was, I recognise the magic within me. Now, often we think of magic as a trick, a distraction technique, so that somebody looks as if they're doing something utterly extraordinary. And I really find it sad that so many people truly believe that this is all magic is. That magic is nothing more mystical or spiritual than a trick. But let's just look at the human body. If we eat some food, we don't have to go and tell our stomach to begin digesting it. It just happens. The innate wisdom of the body knows precisely what needs to happen. As soon as a flavour touches our tongue, immediately the digestion process begins. And even more amazingly, just through taste, the body knows precisely which hormones need to be released in order to break down the type of food that it senses. If our eyes are dry, we blink. There's no command given by the conscious mind. It just happens when it needs to. And as you're listening to this talk, your mind is taking in the words, understanding them, digesting the meaning, and choosing what to do with the new information coming in, accept it or ignore it. And all of this happens without you having to do any conscious thinking. Now, if all of that isn't magical, then I clearly don't know what the meaning of magic is. And these natural processes, they don't just happen in us, they happen throughout the world. How does a plant know how to grow? How does a flower understand when to blossom? And just what it needs to attract a bee. It's impossible to look at this world and not believe that there is a greater magical force, greater than us, at work here. Once upon a time we worked with this magic. We knew exactly how to bring it into our lives and let it weave its way through all that we do. We lived and breathed magic. And then gradually, science took over. And so we've begun to understand about the human body and DNA, and we looked at life through a microscope. And as we did so, it just removed all the wonder we felt about life. Suddenly everything became understandable. It made sense. Even if we didn't know everything, science assured us that one day we would. But I feel that some things are beyond understanding. They're feelings, they are instinct. We've come to consider ourselves as machines that either function or don't. And when this is our criteria for life, then sometimes we look upon those who don't quite fit the criteria of good functioning, and we look on them as broken or without value. But when we look on life as magical, then we see that there is worth in everything. And we understand that everything in life is precious and valuable. A purely scientific viewpoint leads to a scale of value, whereas magic helps us to see that all life is special. Also, magic helps us to see that the rhythms of life are not rigid. Yes, we have seasons and our other patterns of life, but within every one of those patterns there are nuances and flexibility. Living a magical life helps us see that these patterns of life are fluid, and they're tied in with the changes that we experience as we grow and learn. Magic teaches us that we are one with life, and hence our influence upon the world around us is powerful. The world right now is inviting us to return to magic, to return to living in harmony with the world around us, to recognizing that we are an intrinsic part of the magical world around us. It asks us to look past just the human being, to look past this lump of cells, because when we look at ourselves that way, there is nothing magical about us. When we consider how we function, the miracle that is life, then we start to put the wonder and the awe back into all that we do, into all that we are. So I hope that will help you consider life in a slightly different way, to see something greater, to find happiness on a different level. And I thank you so much for joining me here today. And I look forward to seeing you again for another Friday spiritual lecture. In the meantime, I send you many, many light blessings. Bye-bye.